Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and this is VMware vSphere 9 full course. In the previous part we have understand virtualization concept, real world use cases and an overview of VMware vSphere 9. So in this part we are going to start with the hands-on implementation, where we are going to learn what is hypervisor, type of hypervisor. Then we are going to see the lab setup and environment, and most importantly we are going to do and we are going to see basically how to install VMware ESXi 9 step by step. So this is going to be a complete practical session, so stay with me by till the end of this video. So the very first question which is going to be asked before we start, what is hypervisor? So a hypervisor is a software layer basically that's allow you to create a virtual machine, run multiple operating system on a single physical machines. So basically separates the physical machine resources such as CPU, RAM, storage, and allocate them to virtual machines. So in a simple word, you can consider hypervisor as a resource manager. Instead of one operating system directly uses the hardware, a hypervisor sits between the distribution resources for the multiple virtual machines. So if you want to understand in simple terms, you can imagine a hotel. The the building is a physical server, the rooms are virtual machines, and hotel manager is a hypervisor. So the manager ensure that each room gets its resource, no conflict between guests, and everything runs smoothly. So that's what exactly a hypervisor does in IT infrastructure. So there are two type of hypervisor mainly. Type 1 is widely used for a production environment. So it is a bare metal hypervisor installed directly on a physical hardware, no operating system required. A type 1 hypervisor such as VMware ESXi, Microsoft Hyper-V, and Citrix Xen server. Type 2 hypervisor are basically hosted hypervisor, which directly runs on an operating system such as VMware Workstation, which we are using in this lab throughout this course. Uh, Other examples are such as virtual machine, Microsoft Virtual PC, and all. So the important difference between these two hypervisor, type 1 is a high performance hypervisor used in production infrastructure. Type 2 is used for lab and testing, depends on the host operating system. So same thing you can see from this image also. So type 1 is a bare metal such as ESXi, and which runs directly virtual machine, directly runs on the hypervisor at the hardware level, and installed on the directly on the hypervisor, and it does support the high performance and used in production. However, type 2 hypervisor are hosted hypervisors such as VMware Workstation or VirtualBox examples for this, and these are installed on top of operating system as a software or as a application and used for testing or lab. So so these are the comparison between both hypervisors. So performance is for since bare metal type 1 is a hypervisor for production, it is on the performance side, it has high performance and use cases are production, and OS required no. And typevisor hypervisor 2 basically, which is hosted, performance is medium, and a use case for testing or lab, and OS required yes. So this is my lab environment which I'm going to use throughout this course. So I got my physical machine, i7 Extreme series processor, 120 gig of memory, and then I have installed Windows 11 Enterprise on my machine. On top of that, I have installed VMware Workstation, which is type 2 hypervisor, and then we are going to install the ESXi host and other things inside this. So let me show you. So let me open my VMware Workstation. So this is my VMware Workstation. So if I show you about VMware Workstation, so I'm running a VMware Workstation 17 Pro, and approx 128 gig of memory is detected on my host. So now The very first thing, I'll go ahead and create my first ESXi host for this lab. So create virtual machine and then click next, and then let's select the operating system from the image directly. So I have this ESXi image, so I'll go ahead and select this one, click open, and then you can see could not detect the operating system in the disk because I am running the older VMware Workstation. So I'll go ahead and select VMware ESXi 8. That is also going to be a fine. So click next, and now I'll call it ESXi 01 XI ESXi 01 and click next. So this folder already exists, so let me delete that folder and then create one new folder. So here I'll see this is the folder, so I'll go ahead and delete this, and now let me go ahead and try again. So on the C drive I'm going to give it let's say 200 gig. Basically this is going to be created inside my C drive here with the folder. So I'll go ahead with 200 gig and click next and finish. And now I'll bring this to VCF9, and here I'll go ahead and increase the memory. So let me configure memory to 16 gig, processor to uh, 4 cores. And now this is very important if you are installing Hypervisor, ESXi host or Hyper-V in your VMware workstation. So virtualization Intel VT technology should be enabled, and this is my ISO image. I'll go and change this to WAN, which is my network where I want to put my all the labs machine. So now this machine is ready. Basically I'll go ahead and basically click OK, and now I'll power on this machine and going to install the ESXi host. So now you can see loading ESXi installer. So it has identified the ISO image which we have mounted, and now it's loading the installer. So welcome to the VMware vSphere 9 installation, ESXi 9 installation. Go ahead and click enter to continue, and then F11. Now you can see 200 gig drive is coming, so I'll go ahead and select this disk and English default. I'll go ahead and set my admin root password here for this ESXi host, and now everything looks good. I'll go ahead and click enter, and now click F11 to start the installation. So now you can see it has started the installation for ESXi host. Once this is done, it will ask you to reboot this machine. So now installation is done. I'll go ahead and hit enter to reboot the machine. So now while this is rebooting, one of the very important tasks in production environment to create a DNS record. So I'm on my Active Directory server, so I'm going to create a DNS record here. So I'll go in DNS and then on the forward lookup I'll go and select my domain name, and here I'll go ahead and create a DNS record. So if this Active Directory DNS is managed by some different team in your infrastructure or production infrastructure, you should go and ask them to create a DNS record for your ESXi host before deploying it. So ESXi, I'll go ahead and put 01, and IP address I'm going to use, let's say 192.168.0.41, and then I'll go ahead and add this. And similar type, I'll go ahead and in this basically what you call course, I'll go ahead and deploy multiple ESXi hosts. So I'll go ahead and create a record for all of them. So ESXi2 and then ESXi3. So I'll go ahead and deploy 3 ESXi hosts. So I'll create a record for everything, all the 3 ESXi hosts which I'm going to deploy. So click add now. So now if I go ahead and refresh, you should be able to see 3 records are created, ESXi 1, 2, 3. And also if you go and verify the reverse lookup, it should have a reverse lookup zone also record also created. So now if I go ahead and do the NS lookup, it should resolve to the IP. So NS lookup, let's say ESXi 01 So if you ping this, do ns lookup, it should tell you the complete FQDN and the IP address which is associated with this. So this is good. Now I'll go ahead and you can see the ESXi installation is completed. So I'll go ahead and do some post installation tasks. So F2, press F2 and log into ESXi console, and then you need to go in the computer management, configure management network, and go to IPv4, hit enter, and then set the static IP v4. So I'll go and put a space bar here, so it will select the static IPv4 and network configuration, and then I'll go ahead and change it to 41. Rest everything is good. And then IPv6 I'm going to disable for my infrastructure, so this is good. And then IPv6 I'll go ahead and disable. Now you can see IPv6 is disabled. So on the DNS I'll go ahead and configure my DNS. So primary DNS is my AD server 1.11 0.11, and then my secondary DNS I'm going to configure as my router, and the host name I'm going to use ESXi 01.labsandson.lan, and DNS suffix I'm going to use labsandson.lan. So this should be fine. Now if I go and restart the host, because we have changed the host name, IP address and all, it requires a reboot. So once this reboot is done, we will go ahead and access this ESXi host through our console, and then we will validate. So now if I go here, ESXi 01.labsandson.lan and hit enter. So HTTPS. So now if you see, it's still rebooting. So now you can see we are able to access this URL. I'll go ahead and continue to ESXi01, and now let me log in with the root account. So you can see I'll go ahead and disable this and so now you can see ESXi -01 labsandson.lan, and this is running on evaluation version, 90 days to expire this ESXi host license. So this is fine. Now if I go to version, you can see the hypervisor version, you can see the network configuration which we have just configured, host name and network configuration. You can see the data store is data coming as a data store 1. So I'll go ahead and rename this. So this is also very important post installation task. So ISCSI 01 so ESXi -01 underscore local. So it will define this is a local data store, create save. So now this is good. So as part of this video, we have deployed our first ESXi host. So I'm going to deploy 2 more ESXi hosts, and then we'll proceed with the further in the third video where we are going to install our vCenter server, and then we are going to add our all 3 ESXi hosts inside the vCenter server. So thank you for watching. Please subscribe me for more videos, and if you have any query, any question related to this, you can always post me my given mail IDs. Thank you once again. Bye bye.